welcome everybody to this week's Market Share, the short weekly segment brought to you by MKR, where we bring you all the noteworthy news and updates surrounding digital media and the world today. I'm your host Genevieve, and we've got some insightful stories for you today, so let's get started. First up, Twitter's ad sales, although described by Elon Musk as having an uptick, are 59% lower than this time last year, and the internal forecasts are continuing to project declines. As an optimist, you could say, hey, I guess if there are fewer advertisers fighting for inventory, maybe it'll be cheaper to reach more people. But the pessimists would be correct in this situation. There are a few things that keep us from being optimistic about Twitter ad sales. One being the massive increase in hate speech on the platform, and the other being that Twitter has withdrawn from the EU disinformation code, which we didn't even think you could do. The company apparently opted to withdraw from the voluntary code of practice on online disinformation before the EU started to enforce compliance with the new standards. And this could and probably will put Twitter in a really bad place in terms of being able to operate in the EU without getting majorly sued like our friends over at Meta. All large online platforms are expected to abide by the new rules set by the Digital Services Act. And as of August 25th, they will start to be able to go after companies running from the new regulations. Sadly, this disobedience has been a long time coming, basically since the beginning of the reign of Elon Musk at the company. In February, after Musk had already agreed to meet obligations, Twitter failed to meet many of the obligations, while Twitter also tried to excuse it by being short of data on the fact-checking community. So this will most certainly not play out how Twitter is hoping it will. And as advertisers, we wouldn't want to have our advertisements next to misinformation or hate speech anyways. Next up, Instagram has updated a guide to the ranking algorithms within the different sections of the platform that aims to help creators understand how exactly they can make the platform work for them. So let's dive into the most important aspect of ranking on each page of the platform. For the feed, your activity, posts you've liked, shared, saved, or commented on, is the highest prioritized aspect. Stories, however, are based on viewing history, so how often you view an account's story. Explore, not surprisingly, is based highest on information about the post, which includes how many and how quickly other people are linking, commenting, sharing, and saving a post. And finally, for Reels, your activity takes the cake in terms of why the algorithm will show you something. So if you're a creator, to show up on someone's feed, you need to amass likes, comments, and views from people who value the type of content that you create, and who are similar to your target audience, which should be one and the same. On stories, you want to make content that keeps people coming back day in and day out, so that you'll rank higher on their list of stories. On Explore, it's a lot about the numbers, so try to make engaging posts that keep people talking. And finally, on Reels, find your niche so that when people get super interested in landscape painting, they're bound to come across your profile. Third today, Meta has shared new insights into video ad performance on its platforms, which can definitely help you better understand why one ad type might be working better than another. Meta ads overall were found to have an overall return on ad spend that is 30% higher compared to TV ads, with the short term being 60% higher and the long term being 5% higher or on par with TV ads, depending on the countries they compared it to. Meta videos were found to be the most effective asset type amongst all Meta ad formats, with Reels being the most effective type of video ad. Within the results of the Nielsen study, there are many factors analyzed to see how they affect video ad performance. Some of the main drivers include having sound on the video, maintaining a vertical aspect ratio, having a short duration, aka lower than 15 seconds, and then some of the less obvious ones, like having a longer-term campaign duration of at least 7 weeks on air, or creating wide demographic targeting of at least 3 different groups. So all in all, take this as a sign to start creating video content if you can when advertising on Meta, especially in the age of video on every platform. Last up today, Instacart has begun a nationwide rollout of a ChatGPT search tool named Ask Instacart. This new feature will allow customers to find products, recipes, and even food prep tip by asking questions like, how do I make great fish tacos? Or what's a healthy lunch for my kids? We're no longer in the days of needing to be ultra specific in our keyword usage. We can actually just talk to AI like we would talk to anyone else, within reason, of course. Instacart is aiming to explore more services that revolve around AI to help provide shoppers with more inspiration, And this is a huge step forward because it can give customers a more holistic view of what they're buying. Especially when we're in the era of people posting videos about how to make 10 meals in under $50 shopping trips. This new feature directly lines up with what people are looking for. Another good thing is that Instacart acknowledges that they need to be mindful as AI still needs further development. So we're not putting all of their eggs in one basket. AI has been such a focus of many companies over the last several months, so if you think that it could work well for you, you might as well give it a shot. Just make sure that you balance it with the knowledge that it is not a one-size-fits-all solution. That's all for this week's Market Share. My name's Genevieve, and we'll see you all next week. Brought to you by MKR, where we bring you all the... What is wrong with me? No. That never happens.